that party, it can be safely assumed, gave quid pro quos for what it received. That is not my assertion, not my allegation. It is clear if you take the first 20 donors and you simply have to match it with the contracts they got. That's point number 2. So external factors on the internet will tell you what contracts they got. The date of the bond encashment is known. The date of the contract is known. That tells its own story, point number 2. Point number 3, again, external data. I'm talking of laymen. We have not yet come to number crunchers. We haven't come to geeks to analyze. You take again internet data and you'll find out what is the date of an ED, IT or CBI raid or threat or notice or summons, and what is the date of the purchase of the bond. Again, public domain, it does require some effort to find out. That's already happening. You're already getting in your way. That's number 3. Number 4, after the bond is encashed, how many people are the first-time donors, and correlate them with either a contract given or a raid threat. So one before raid threat, one contract after. You will find there are any number who have never looked at the BJP, but would now be willingly doing it. That's number 4. Number 5, you are now realizing very surely, though slowly, that this was an idea, the very conception was conceived in sin. The whole idea was to create opacity. Let me give you a simple example. You want transparency? The persons who created this bond way back in 1718, the ministers, the group of ministers, the BJP, every day tells us, what is the reason for the bonds? We want transparency. We don't want cash donations. What do you do in a country where you really want that? In America, everybody gives a payment directly to on donation. It's recorded. So Sneha gives me 100 rupees, it's recorded. Everybody knows. The fact that you know that Sneha has given Dr. Singhvi 100 rupees then allows you to match. Now, why did you create an opacity here? The design, the architecture was designed to be opaque and to help and benefit the then ruling party. And number 6, and not least, not last but not the least, you have today now skeletons will tumble out at very fast pace. You have panic in the government. You will find this also as a direct impact on elections. It is now clear that this has been based, the Sarkar has been based on deception, on extortion, on threats, on quid pro quos, on rewards, on carrots and sticks. Now, this is not at all, with all these grand lectures and rhetoric and images being created around you, this sits very uneasily, which is why the government is running around panic-stricken.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, but how do you look at this aspect? BJP got the lion's share, but the opposition have also got their share. Significantly less when you compare it to the lion's share. However, they too have got it. So there is an unholy alliance that was at one point legalized and then struck down as unconstitutional. But the Congress has also got its share. Now, to many who are asking, would the opposition, would the Congress come forward and declare who their donors were for the cause of transparency, if that really is what the Congress, the opposition is looking at?
I have no instructions to answer that question. I have not talked to my party. The party has taken no decision. But let me tell you in simple, straight terms on your channel, without asking my party, if you ask the same question of BJP and get a declaration tomorrow, within 5 hours of that, we will declare. I am now making a declaration on behalf of my party without asking. And I am also making a declaration on behalf of every component of the India Alliance. 10 hours to 5 hours after the BJP declares this, you will have all the names. We're all ready. Let's call each other's bluff. I can guarantee you that there will be nothing forthcoming there. And not a single spokesperson of the BJP has the authority to say what I'm saying on respect to his party. That's your answer. That's the proof of the pudding in the eating. Let's all declare, give a deadline. And let's play out this game and see the truth. Because it is not about the largest donations received by BJP. That's only one small part of it. it's about the power you have, Sneha, being the ruling party to dole out favors. It's pure corruption. It's actually, with great respect, institutionalized corruption. This is known as official corruption, institutionalized corruption, organized corruption. It's completely transparently corrupt. The virtue is that it is part of the system. I give you money, you don't know my name and numbers, you give me a quid pro quo, everything is hunky dory. And let me add one last thing. This is the situation before the second set of questions the court has asked today. Please give Sneha Koshy's number. And please give Abhishek Singhvi's number. When you have those two numbers, what will happen? All this we are speaking, even without the numbers, is so bad.
You know, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, we were like looking at some numbers and we were trying to look at some trends. Now it's interesting to see. BJP, according to the, some things that I've been able to find out, BJP got 1/3 of whatever it encashed as a whole from the electoral bonds. At least 1/3 of it was before the Lok Sabha elections of 2019. And then you see a peak around November 2023 when there was another set of assembly elections that were happening. But look at Congress. Congress has also had a similar spike, if you may want to call it, greater numbers of bonds that were encashed when there were these elections, say around Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and other states. So how do you look at this? How do you justify this then?
The spike is not the issue, Sneha. There will be a spike. Obviously, you need money for elections. The real point is that, and I fault squarely the Supreme Court, not the current Supreme Court, which has redeemed itself by taking up a matter long languishing, but a former set of judges headed by a Chief Justice who unfortunately has joined the Rajya Sabha subsequently. This matter was there in 2019, live, to be decided. It was brushed aside by saying we'll decide it shortly. It was never decided. Had it been decided in 2019 when the hearing that started and a date was about to be fixed, you wouldn't have the benefit of 5 years run. Actually, you had the full benefit of 5 years. Nobody is asking you to disgorge the monies. Actually, correctly and justice-wise speaking, you should be disgorging the money. But forget that. In 2019, had the matter been taken up when it deserved, and I must give kudos to the current Chief Justice, he's taken it up and dealt with it. But why was it not done in 2019? Let's call a spade a spade. And then you have this unfortunate mix-up of law and politics later on, after demitting office.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us on this very important interview. Abhishek Manu Singhvi giving a big BJP dare, a big dare to the BJP, asking them, challenging them in fact, if they disclose their beneficiaries, their donors within 5 hours, Congress and the opposition would do so. Thank you, Abhishek Manu Singhvi.